ladies and gentlemen, from the Ghost Adventures TV series, Mr. Big Steppin' himself, Aaron Goodwin! Obviously, I thought you were going to sit up much higher. Well, tonight we're going to wrap up with a little Q&A session, and it's a chance for you guys to get to talk to Aaron here and get to know him a little bit personally. He's going to share some of his stories from behind the scenes, some of the stuff that's gone on in his own life and in his own home about this. And in a little bit, probably about 15, 20 minutes, we'll allow people to come up and ask some questions, and we'll intermingle them throughout the conversation. When you get, it was funny watching the show. You've got Zach as kind of the lead of the show, and he's preening and doing all the, hey man, we're going to go in here, we're going to kill this, and you've got Nick as kind of the brooding, quiet guy. And then all of a sudden you're like, and then we're going to put Aaron in the basement with the malicious hatchet murderer who was shot to death and absolutely hate guys with goatees. See you in a bit, Aaron. How did that make you feel that they kept putting you into the positions? It was always like the weirdest, creepiest moments, and you had to do it.
Well, at first, the first one was the Riddle House, and I even told the guys, I was like, no way. They tried to have it start at the beginning. I was like, dude, no way. And so then I was like, okay, I'll do one, and then I'll do like 3 this season kind of thing. And then pretty soon, all this evidence started happening around me. I was kicked in the face by a horse when I was a kid. And what happened was I almost died. And this is my fake nose, by the way. I don't know what my real nose would look like. But I think it opened something, like a third eye maybe or something. And for some weird reason, sorry, sometimes I lose my train of thought because I start thinking about other things.
You got kicked in the face by a horse.
I do this all the time.
Which is obvious now. Don't know.
Oh, yeah, I got it. So then, all this weird stuff seems to happen around me. And I think it's because I was scared. And we realized that being fearful is an energy. A ghost can feed off of it. And so they're now on bait. It was like, once you got a good thing going, why stop it? And so it's just, at first couple of seasons, I'd get punched in the eye, scratched. It was just really hardcore. And but then I just started doing it more and more. And now, don't get me wrong, I get scared. I mean, when something happens, I get scared. I go to locations and I don't find anything out. When they say, hey, we're flying to Kansas, and I'm like, oh, cool. And it's like some hospital. I'm like, okay, that's enough. And then I get there and I learn from the interviews. So while I'm hunting and all those reactions are like brand new to me, so when something happens to me, I get scared. But at the same time, now it's different. Since Winchester Mystery House, now I'll go head on and I'll take on the worst of the worst. And I don't fear death anymore, so it's kind of like bring it. Does that make sense? Yeah.
So what are you more afraid of, being stuck in an old creepy morgue in a drawer, or with me in the Christmas room wearing that Santa hat?
I gotta be honest, dude, that was creepy. You were there, the cameras were rolling, I'd look over and you'd be like, the Dave Schrader thing, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I can get this out of my head now. We should have a t-shirt of that picture.
I do get people that are like, can we get a ringtone of that? And I'm like, me going, Aaron Woody's like, dude, I'm not ghost hunting with him in the Christmas room. I'm not going to do it.
I was more afraid of him, I think. Yeah. But that Christmas room was nuts because you're dealing with kids, and sometimes it's kids, and sometimes it's not kids. Oh, that Christmas room, man. Every Christmas I think of that Christmas room.
Out of all of the episodes, and I know this is going to come up tonight, so we'll just throw it out right now. Out of all the episodes that you've done, what would you say has been the scariest moment for you facing the paranormal?
There's 4 of them. It'd be Mackey's, the first time. The second time was pretty spooky too. Hell's Gate, when that shadow, I don't know what happened, it came out. I actually thought I was gonna have a heart attack and die. I really did. I started panicking. I could feel all my neck veins and everything it felt like it was turned to stone. I was like, this is it. I'm having a heart attack. And then I was like, not here, because I didn't want to be there. But rumor is that I have Cherokee Indian in me from the family, but they don't want to admit it. And I tried. I was going to school. Get some credit. But it didn't happen. But I guess I do. And I think that's one reason I connected with that spot. But the crazy thing was during that lockdown, it wasn't on film, but I went in this tunnel and I found myself, it was during this whole change of things happening with me. And I went in this tunnel by myself and I found myself way down there and I heard these footsteps running at me and just got this aggression and I heard this sound and then it all stopped. It was really weird. But weird things happen around me, especially now.
What's your experiences that you've had here when we've done the
I've seen there's an older lady and a younger lady. They both basically started. One girl had a seizure, the other girl was having another seizure. This was up on the 3rd floor, and I was with Chip Coffee at the time, and he had to like bless them, and their eyes would roll back out from their head. And, dude, the look on their face, you know, that was pretty scary. I mean, the whole thing with Mark and Debbie, when we were hunting in the basement, his phone called my phone, but his phone was over at the Comfort Inn Suites, and then all of a sudden we got an EVP that says Comfort Suites trouble or something like that, and then he's like, dude, I can't even call you, my phone's not even there. So it was like a ghost call, and then we got this, and then a ghost fight happened right down in the other room. We were scuffling, someone got pushed against the wall, scuffling, you could hear punches, and then into an air conditioning unit, you heard, and the only reason it sounds so real is because you could hear like, you know when you're like trying to fight someone back, and it's scuffling to get with rocks and gravel, and so everyone ran out there to check it out. It was just like Star Wars when Han Solo was running after the stormtrooper, and they turn around and they're like, ah! There's no one in there. And then we all
and just for the record, the fighting was not Mark and Debbie conflict.
Hang on, I gotta use my phone, man. I don't like sitting in chairs like that.
Oh, damn. Suddenly 12-year-old Aaron is here with us.
I did in high school and I was getting in trouble.
All right, with the stuff that you've done, we've talked about things that have followed you home. What kind of activity follows you now? I mean, what kind of stuff goes on? Are you afraid for what you've gotten yourself into, or are you welcoming it now?
I actually welcome it. Ever since Mackey's Winchester Mystery House, everything connected. Like, when I broke down, there was like a jolt of energy shot out of me when I snapped out of it, and ever since then, it's been like, it's almost like, how do I say this? It's almost like there's three things that follow me, and I know it for sure. The witch, Mackey's, and there's some psychics and all this other stuff. There's some like vampire energy of some sort. And I think they merged. And I think it like almost like took on my soul. It was really weird. And it sounds scary, but in a weird way, it's led me to a place I am now. I'm pretty much like Wicca. I believe in Mother Nature. I don't want to be buried. I don't want to be burned. I actually want, it sounds crazy, but I want to be eaten alive, like Avatar, like because an animal will take my energy and it'll move on and it'll use it for one more day. It's like,
so can we start the bidding? Eat Aaron alive, $100.
Yeah, it's like a Mother Nature thing, you know, like, I believe the planet was first, you know, like all this hunting I've done and everything, and after the witch trial in Salem, I brought the witch home from Jamaica, and the only reason I know all this is true is because like people I've dated, there's the same story how she'd go after the people that she's, you know, dated or been with or something, like, and they would have these dreams and like, you know, and all this stuff, the same thing, and like, I mean, I can go on forever about this, but trust me, they follow me back. And so now I'm a little more, I don't know, I'm a little more different. And I actually, since they're gonna follow me home anyways and they don't hurt me, so I figured, well, if they're not harming me and there's something going on that I don't know of, so I welcome it sometimes. And so I kind of collect it now. And nothing, I mean, yeah, shit flies around my house and all that stuff, but to be honest, it doesn't scare me. I'm like, when it's my thing at my house, it's like, whoa, and then it's like, okay, and I'll just get down, I'll start meditating, and I'll try to like communicate. I'm really into like mental talk instead of speaking out loud, and energies can read mentally, and they know what you're thinking. And so I've kind of been doing that for a while, and like, it's pretty cool. I just went through a pagan ritual. Pagan rituals are actually kind of good. They brought in like, you know, good health and love and, you know, money and fortune. I was just like, no kids, and so they didn't put that in there. And then, like, yeah, this was actually in London, and then, you want to hear about it?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So then, it'll be coming up, I think it's during the Olympics, but I had to go down into this. It was like you ever seen those movies where basically they have masks and there's like crazy stuff that happens and Eyes Wide Shut, you know what I'm talking about? Same concept. It was like a little bit of like, you know, a couple years ago here, but it's like an orgy place, and it was like passion and this cold stuff, and like they did, Kings and Benjamin Franklin came there as like a club thing, and what they did is they would have a secret society, and then it got out of hand. They do a pagan ritual, then they go have fun, and then but eventually it kind of got into like a little hardcore stuff where they do like sacrifices, and it got bad. So I had Lady Snake come, and no one did it. I was the one who chose to do it. I had to take my shirt off, and I was laying there, and and they put goat's blood on me, and they did this like pentagram to accept this goodness in. And then they brought in this Roman god who's all about love, sex, and crazy energy. And we had to go down, and all this stuff started happening to me, and then I went down into the basement by myself after it was all done, and I sat in there for an hour, and it was weird, man. It was really weird, but like I felt so comfortable because like I felt like I was like with them. It was weird. So that's what happened last week. So yeah, I don't know. Shit,
I love how his life is so casual, right? Oh, my shirt shit flies around my house. And I get goat's blood hanging out
after
my
5
chest.
years of it happening,
Right.
you get used to it. And for the first 2 years, I've been pulled out of my bed, I've been punched, I've been scratched. Like, I got stories I won't even talk about the craziness that'll happen because it'll scare the crap out of you. But after that happening so much, and then finally getting used to it and understanding, maybe they're just trying to get your attention because like you're touching you, and maybe if they touch you and tap you, it burns you. Who knows? We don't know that. And so I realized, okay, you're not here to hurt me, you're just trying to communicate with me. And then it calmed down, everything kind of made sense. And so now I help my house all the time. People come to my house, run out, and a lot of people come in and chill, and they'll all see this witch standing at the top of my stairs before they leave. And it's the craziest thing, and it's the girl from Jamaica, it's the witch from Jamaica. I know, trust me.
My parents went to Jamaica and all I got was a crappy t-shirt. You come back.
I hope I'm not sounding too crazy. There's a lot more detail on all this and stuff, but I can only say it so fast, and this could be like a 5-hour conversation, seriously.
Do we have any questions that would like to start? There's a microphone here in the middle aisle. If you want to just step up, come on up. You don't have to be polite. Push, shove, fight, dick. Just come on out and start forming a line.
Because you got all this stuff going on at home. I mean, do you ever have any female friends come over and they're like, no, man, I can't do this.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a pretty good guy. I don't go. I usually, when I go out clubbing or not clubbing, but go out, I always come home alone. For some reason, I think if I can get everything I need done in the next 2 years, I don't have to worry about anything anymore. I can get everything finished. And so but I have dated a few girls in the last, 2 girls in the last 2 years, and yeah, they all saw it, and now they all are haunted by the witch. So in a weird way, I'm nervous to just unless someone is aware of it or knows it or can handle it, I'm kind of nervous, because dude, I don't want that responsibility sometimes, so, I mean, there should be a warning label on me. Just to be honest.
So in a couple of years, do you plan on cleaning house?
Well, I did used to try to clean house, and it just got worse. And that's where the nightmares started getting worse. And I call them nightmares, but I really dig them because it's telling me a story. And to be honest, these dreams to this point have become real. The dreams I have kind of so relate to my life now, and it's just the story. And so I don't know, if the show was to end, I don't know if I'd stop doing what I'm doing. I think I'd just go not darker, but deeper into the darker world to try to find even more. And I'd probably just do it on my own, no cameras rolling. So I don't know, but then when it is done, it's wiped clean. I'll get rid of it all, and that was part of it, but it ain't going away. But I can't just wipe that off. I mean, you're too deep.
That's great birth control, huh? You can come home with me, but there's a good chance your soul's going to be eaten by a
Not
witch.
that, but seriously, I even tried dating this one girl, and she came over and, didn't do anything. And dude, she saw the same thing, ran out the door, and then she didn't run out the door. She's like, look, I can't do this. And I was like, okay, cool, we'll see you later, we'll hang out, get coffee. And she's like, no. And I was like, okay. But she's like, there's something in that room up there, and I call it the awesome room because I'm making it, all the stuff people have given me stuff, it's kind of, I put in that room, and the cool stuff I've collected over the years, it's kind of like my room of I walk in my museum of coolness, right? So it's awesome. And so, but there's something about that room, and everyone always talks about this room, and lately, even my friends, when they come over or something, like, dude, I saw something upstairs, and okay. And then when I come in, that door up there, and I don't have the AC on, it just will slam, and then it'll open back up, and you'll hear a weird sound. Oh, yeah. It's cool. It's cool for me, scary for others, because it's like my homie, in a weird way, I'm comfortable, because you got a pit bull, it's loves you, but the person comes around is ready to attack, you know? There's something weird about it. But.
So your witch is your pit bull?
Yeah, well, in a weird way, I'm kind of not, well, shoot, I've been through, we getting witches in Salem, so I'm kind of a witch too. I'm a warlock, but I just don't do witchcraft. I'm more of the Mother Nature kind of attitude. I believe in water, wind, earth, and all that stuff. And so that's part of how it all works, kind of.
Alright, cool. Thanks.
Hi, Aaron.
Hello.
You're talking about, all these stories that you can't tell us because they take 5 hours, or your nightmares that are stories. Would you ever consider writing your stories?
Yeah, actually, I'm doing 2 things. I'm writing a book, and my first book will just be a free download. I will just let you have it. That's my goal, and I don't want to just, here you go, have it. And then the movie I'm writing is basically detailed word for word from my dreams. And it's really weird. You guys know, you follow me on Twitter stuff with Adam, Christian and Adam?
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, I think Adam and I might have been the same person back in the day and then split apart. And because he draws my nightmares to yeah, it's a little different, but it's like, that's how it looks. And so I'll explain, he knows a lot about everything about these nightmares. And so he'll draw them up and I'll be like, I'll tell him the story of it. Or each painting is a chapter, and there's like 12 chapters. And so he just draws them, just how I almost see them. It's really weird. And so that's what I'm doing now. And I don't like talking about it because I don't like jinxing stuff and getting things out there. And it is such a unique story. It is and it makes sense. And so it's kind of scary, especially since it's happening to me in my life. And it could be, dreams could put you in certain routes or whatever, but whatever. And it's working, and I'm learning, and in about a year or 2 from now, I'll have the script made, and it's like a $30 million budget if I would have a choice. So I'm gonna try it, and so hopefully it'll all work. But then the paintings are gonna be awesome because these were like the originating of the story. So
Awesome, looking forward to it.
well, thanks.
Wait till you see the coloring book he's coming out with. That's pretty cool.
Scary kid coloring book.
Hi, Aaron. Hi, Dave.
Hi.
I'm Peyton. I wanted to ask you, on Ghost Adventures and all your locations that you go to, Penhurst and Bobby Mackey's, how do you pick them, and who picks the final decisions?
Well, a lot of people give ideas or out there, but Jeff Bellinger, he's the research and developer. He researches all locations, finds it. Usually it's Nick and Zach. They'll find it, and Nick and Zach decide if they're going to go there or not, and then we go. Yeah, I'm serious. I really don't like to find out too much about the location until I get there, because that's when you're seeing these faces, and me going, oh, no, scared, because that's raw. You know what I mean? That's why I like it. I've done it since day one. I never find anything out before I go there. They talk and I hear things, but you can hear all kinds of stuff about it, but until you're there and you hear it from that eyewitness person who's talking about it, that's when it sinks in. And so it's like brand new information, and we hunt the next day. Here's how we do it. We shoot interviews all day, then we're off. The next day we shoot more interviews and the adventure sequence. Then we stay up to 4 or 5 in the morning, then we sleep in all day the next day, and then we go to the lockdown. And so what happens is that way we're awake and we can stay up all night, we're not tired, and so all this is in a 2-day process, and so it's still all fresh in my head. And then when you get to that location, instead of preparing myself before I go, when I get there, it's like, oh crap, here we go. And then the things they say and all the things that happen, it just gets you, It's like this place. You hear a story the first time here, and then you go hunt it. It's going to be scary as shit to you. You know what I mean? But if you knew the story from years ago, it'd be like, oh, it's happening right now. Here's the story. How cool, So that's why I'm always like, oh,
Thank you, Aaron.
No problem.
First of all, my son's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, thanks.
Ice cold Starbucks.
Oh, nice.
Shameless ass kissing.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, but no, I do actually have 2 questions. Number one, since you've been telling the stories, would you ever be willing to film some of that stuff for your fans at home? Or is that them too?
Well, I could, but
Just wait, Paranormal Activity 4 is still being written.
Yeah, there you go.
Aaron's house.
I
That
could,
would
but
be
the thing
badass.
is it's about myself. It's not about everyone to see. Yeah,
But
it's almost like I'm in a different spot now. It's here's the thing, I'm not afraid to die. If I was to go, it's okay, because I understand this is a spaceship. This is a vessel. It's your soul. My soul looks totally different than what I look like. So when it's time to go, I'll be there and I'll be open, I'll be like, oh, here we go, no more pain. You know, our body is, I know so many people have died and come back and they're like, the pain back when you come back, it's not worth it and all this stuff. It's like, well, cool. Well, then I know this is 60 years to 80 years of eternity, which is 0.2 seconds in life. You know what I mean? So this is just a stepping stone. And now where I'm at with the whole Mother Nature and everything going on, I'm content where if I was to die, it's okay. It doesn't matter because I'm going to be still roaming the earth and doing my thing, you know. That's why I don't want to be buried. I feel like I might get stuck somewhere.
Can you just wait till the event's over, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't plan on it. I hope I don't die. I swear I hope I don't die.
I just want to see stuff fly around in your, I mean, I think that would be pretty badass.
Yeah, it'd be pretty badass, but then, I don't know.
It's your place.
I think I'll write about it. I have some of it on footage. I have cameras in all my house. When I'm in it, I refuse to roll cameras unless I sleep. Because, like, I mean...
It's personal. I
Yeah,
was
it's
just
personal,
curious. Yeah, I
yeah.
was just curious. And then, okay, the question I came up here to ask was, is there any place that you haven't been yet? That you
I want to go to Egypt.
Next year, Darkness
That's
Radio,
what
The Pharaoh's Tomb.
But I want the Egyptian tombs bad. Because, like, I feel like I have these dreams. I've read a script. It's an awesome script. It's kind of how Earth was. It's like a sci-fi thing, but it was kind of like this. It came through my mind when I was a kid and I wrote it. It's 10 years in the writing, but I feel like if maybe one of my past lives I was in Egypt.
Me too.
And yeah, and like I feel like if I walk into King's tomb, I'm gonna know where that secret wall is. But I don't know why. But this is before ghost hunting and stuff. Like, and I never believed in ghosts. I never even thought about ghosts before this, and I never even thought about like different lives. I was too busy shooting films and cameraman work and just being a kid and all that stuff. I never thought about that stuff, but for some reason I always thought about Egypt, and so I'm dying to go down there.
Is there a haunted place there? Like
It's all haunted. It's all I was doing. In a weird way, all I was doing was Wicca in a way, because they believe the sun and all these gods were like the planet Earth, and so it's like I'm dying to. And if I don't get it on the show, I will be going after the show. You know, like this is the whole point. It's time to go and find some other stuff and really go where I feel like I've been. You know. That's why I went to Salem. I had these dreams. I've been meeting people, family members who've been hung from the trees in Salem, the actual family members, yeah. And bloodline, and I don't know why I meet them. I've walked through casinos, stopped, turned around, looked at someone, and I just walk up, like, are you a witch? I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, why? And I'm like, and she didn't know who I was. And then we started talking, and then like, she's a part of the whole, I'm like, you can tell a random stranger something, they're probably telling the truth, because what do they got to lose? You know what I mean? And so like, I've been learning, and then I've been having these crazy dreams to go back, and I think from the Salem witch trial we did, and then from like out there in Jamaica, like I just had these dreams. So before I went to London, I had to stop off. I spent 3 days on my own doing my own hunt. During St. Patty's Day, where everyone was partying, I got Salem to myself, and so I just did my own stuff. I'm rambling, but
no, it's okay. Egypt, though, seriously, that was excellent. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks.
Since I can't remember my question, I just wanted to say, Aaron, everybody here has been so sweet, and you're the most down-to-earth person I've ever met. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm me. I never will stop being me. I don't know, man. To be honest, I forget I'm on TV half the time. I like walk around places and they're like, Aaron? And I'm like, what? Like, I think I know him or something. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, I've literally been picking my nose in public and people staring at me like, oh shit, that's right. I'm on TV. I'm human. But it's weird. But see, I've worked in the film industry for 15 years, so like, I sometimes when I'm shooting, I feel like I'm just doing a job, and like I'm filming and I get to be part of it and talk, and it's like, I've been doing this for 15 years, so sometimes I just forget I'm on TV, because it's like I'd be shooting this, if I wasn't on TV, I'd be the cameraman behind another show anyways, and follow them around, so sometimes I just forget, So,
go figure.
Now all the people over here have wonderful pictures of you picking your nose.
Oh, there's one out there I haven't hit, and I'm not sure. I'm not afraid.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I just had to ask, since you do those Aaron vlogs on YouTube, what has to be your favorite? Because mine has to be the Vulture Mind Driving Home episode.
Vulture Mind Driving Home?
It's when like Nick is, or when you're like, or no, Zach is like, you're like a lasso, I'm like on a rodeo, you know, you guys are
Man, I can't remember that one. I just looked, there's like 150 vlogs. I was like, holy crap. That's a lot. Like, one of my favorites though, I gotta be honest, is Phenomena. Like, I watch that all day long. But my new favorite, and it's gonna be all-time favorite, is I don't know if you guys saw me and Billy doing a room service in London. Did anyone see that with the Schrader? Yeah, it was pretty funny. If not, go to his Twitter page. It's on there. It's like we ordered room service with the Schler, and what happened was they brought us all the wrong food. We asked for one Coke, they brought us 4. I think that in part of that was.
It's our fault.
Yeah, it was our fault. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, you guys gotta check this out. Go to YouTube, Aaron Goodwin Collections. Me and my buddies Steve, Bacon, Eric, and Brad, we used to run around the strip in diapers, playing laser tag, doing all this crazy stuff for hours and days, and we would just shoot it to learn how to shoot video, and I haven't shown anybody for years, and so now I'm putting all the footage up, so like, it's kind of cool, so you can see some old school stuff, and like, so it's like, we've been doing not vlogs, but we've been doing videos forever, so I just love the funny, like, sorry, I should have said that, but there's the most craziest ones that are the dumbest ones, those are my favorite ones.
We're supposed to go to 9:30, but what we're going to do is we're going to end it here in a second. And when we do that, we would like you guys to become out. Me speak English, IR college graduate. we guys. Me go, you and I'll be inside. Something I'm freaking Jar Jar Binks. We'd like you guys to join us outside in front of Mansfield Reformatory to do a giant big step. Oh yeah.
It might be kind of cool to do the jail cell. It's like,
yeah.
line up along.
Can we do that? Where's our people?